Welcome to Minecraft on the Margin, where we use the economic way of thinking to mine through the mystery of human action, one block at a time. I am Mr. Bogle, and I'll be with you here all the time. On today's adventure, we'll take a quick look at the ideas of scarcity and opportunity cost. First, let's define those terms, then we can put them into action here in Minecraft. Later, we'll discuss how those concepts apply in our everyday lives. All right? So first, what is scarcity? What does the word scarcity actually mean? Well, scarcity is a word to use to describe the fact that there's not enough of a resource to satisfy everybody's wants. It's important to note that scarcity, like all other aspects of our world, are functions of both space and time. So see, I've got all this space around me, and time is moving forward whether I like it or not. That means that there may be enough food to satisfy the hunger of every human on the planet, but it may not be at the right place at the right time. There may be plenty of wood around me, as you can see, that I can use to make tools, but the fact that the wood exists and that I want the wood to become a tool does not make it so. I have to use some of my time, effort, and energy to first acquire the wood. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to start digging into this tree. All right, perfect. And now that I have acquired some of the wood, I have to use more time, effort, and energy to craft the wood into the tools that I want. So I'm just going to take this block of wood here, and how convenient. I can craft it into 4 oak wood planks. Perfect. All right, and now I've got those 4 oak wood planks, and I can't really do anything with it yet. So let's take 2 of them and let's turn that into 4 sticks. So now I've got 4 sticks and I've still got 2 oak wood planks. Perfect. Okay. But I can't do anything with it yet, right? I mean, I guess I've got sticks and planks, but I can't really do anything with it yet. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come over here and I'm going to acquire a little bit more wood. All right. And I'm going to take this wood and I'm going to get some more oak planks, of course, because who does not need more oak planks? But I'm going to use these 4 oak planks to create for myself a crafting table. Now that I've got my crafting table, let's just plop it down here because this spot is as good as any right now. Now that I've got my crafting table, I can take my 4 sticks and I can put 2 of them right here, right? And I can use these 2 sticks and I can use my 2 wood planks. Wait a minute. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I want to craft an axe, right? But I can get a hoe. Well, I need 1 more wood plank. Oh goodness, this is ridiculous. Okay, so see, I don't have enough resources that are available to me right then and there. So I've got to change my behavior. I've got to do something to modify my behavior a little bit just to get those additional resources. All right, well, let's try this again. All right, let's go get that one. Run back up here where my crafting table was. Hopefully I can pick up those sticks. And I've still got those sticks in my inventory. So, oops. Take this wood, turn the wood into more oak planks. And now with the oak planks, now I can make a couple things. I'm going to make first a wooden axe. All right, perfect. And I'm going to also make a wooden pickaxe. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Wooden pickaxe. Perfect. All right, so whenever I have to change my behavior in some way in order to get my hands on a resource, that resource is scarce. And in all honesty, all resources are scarce. Anything that's desired is scarce. So if in order for me to get this axe and this pickaxe, it required deliberate human action for me to get access to it. But it wasn't just the wood, right? I had to get the wood, and then I had to get the resources to build the tools that I needed, and then I needed to use more time, labor, energy to actually make it into the tools. Great. So all resources are scarce by definition, because a resource is simply something that I can use to satisfy my wants, like a wood axe and a wood pickaxe. And the fact that I have a want that is presently unfilled by that resource means the resource itself is scarce. Okay? The fact that I want something and the thing, that means that the thing that I want is scarce. Okay? Pretty simple. I'll have to do something in order to get the resource and then do something else to use it to satisfy my want. So, excuse me. So I don't just want an axe, right? I want the axe to be able to do something with the axe. I don't just want a pickaxe. I want the pickaxe because I want to be able to do something with it. So my want right here is to start building some basic shelter, collecting some additional resources, and these simple tools are going to help me out with that. So I'm going to take some of these things and I'm going to start building some resources, collecting some additional resources. So right now, where did I start off? I wanted an axe and a pickaxe. So right now, my want for those two things is satisfied, but the resource is still scarce, right? Wood is still a scarce resource. And you go, wait a minute. There's trees. There's tons of trees. There's tons of trees. How can you say that wood is a scarce resource when there's tons of trees sitting around waiting for you to take them? Well, because it's going to require me to do something in order to collect those resources, right? And the resources are still scarce because, one, I'm not the only one that wants them. Now, sure, maybe in the game I'm the only one that wants them because I'm playing on single player. But not only is it that other people might want the resources in the real world, but that I myself have multiple uses for that same resource. Okay. So once I use a resource to craft a pickaxe, then I can't use that same resource to craft an axe or a shovel or a sword or any of those other things, right? So that leads us to our second concept that I want to talk about today, and that is opportunity cost. Okay. So let's just head down here real quick. And I'm going to try and find some resources over here. See, opportunity cost simply means that anytime I use a resource to satisfy one of my wants or needs, that I can't use that same resource to satisfy some other want or need. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so if I have 2 sticks and 3 planks, then I can use those resources to make a pickaxe or to make an axe. But I can't also use those exact same resources to make a shovel, a sword, or anything else, which would actually come in handy here because I'm facing a whole bunch of dirt and sand. So each tool that I produce also wears down a little bit each time that I use it. So if I use this wooden pickaxe that I've got right here, it wears down every time I use it. And say, I'm going to jump over here. All right, I'm just going to start mining in this dirt a little bit. And every time that I mine, it wears it down a little bit. Okay, so every time I use the tool somewhat, it wears down. And it's costing me the opportunity to use that tool elsewhere, right? Oh, great, it's raining. Okay. So let's just have a look over here. So let's say I were to be running along and all of a sudden I find a place where, oh, look, right here, perfect. There's some coal sitting around. So here I've got some coal that I can dig for. And I can start collecting some of these resources, and I can use coal to do all kinds of other cool things like light torches, start cooking cooking things in a furnace, start smelting some ore in a furnace, right? But you notice I don't have a whole lot of usage left in my axe because I've been using it to dig in other places, right? So I had to give up some of the ability to use that resource somewhere else, or I had to give up the ability to use it here because I was using it somewhere else. Now, real quickly, have you ever heard the phrase, you can have your cake, or you can't have your cake and eat it too? Well, we usually use that to mean that you can't always get what you want, right? And I guess that's true, right? You can't always get what you want, but that's not what the phrase actually means, okay? So let me demonstrate what that phrase actually means. And oh, what's this? Oh, goodness. Wouldn't you know it? I just happen to actually have a cake right here. Okay. So here I am with a cake in the rain. My cake's getting all soggy here. I have a cake. If I want to continue having the cake, then I can't eat it. If I eat it, then I can't have it anymore. It's gone. So holding the cake is going to cost me the opportunity to eat the cake right now. And eating the cake right now actually costs me the opportunity to continue having it, to save it for later, and possibly eat it at some future point down the road. But hold on a second. Are those my two only options, right? Those aren't my two only options. Okay, I've got water right here. I could throw the cake in the water. If I look back on the mountain, I can't see it, but I know I've got some lava over there on the mountain. I could take the cake and I could throw it in the mountain, or I could toss it in the water. Aren't those two options that I have as well? Well, yeah, they are. But this is where, am I really going to consider those options? And when I eat the cake, is it really costing me the opportunity to throw the cake in the water? Well, yes and no. Because now I'm going to look at the actual costs and the benefits of that action. So if I were to toss the cake in the water, what's it going to cost me? Well, it's going to cost me the opportunity to eat the cake either now or in the future. And what's it going to benefit me? Well, it doesn't benefit me at all. So because it has a high cost and a low benefit, it's not a very strong incentive for me to throw the cake in the water. And if I were to walk all the way back there to the lava, there I can see the mountain glowing a little bit. If I were to run all the way back there to lava and toss it in the lava, it's the same thing, right? It's going to burn up and it's going to die. And what is the benefit to me of tossing the cake in the lava? What do I get out of it? Well, I'm down a cake. I get an open box in my inventory space, maybe, I guess, I don't know. But it's not a very strong incentive. So I got to think about what are the actual incentives that I'm facing. Well, I've got a cake, and I can eat it now, or I can eat it later. But I'm not really giving up all of the potential options of what I could possibly do with the cake. I'm only giving up the one that I'm going to, the most valuable one that I'm not going to choose. So if I choose to eat the cake now, I'm giving up the option to save it for later, because that's the second most valuable choice for me. And if I choose to save it for later, then I'm giving up the option to eat the cake right now. All right. Now, we all do this with every choice that we face. Every choice has an opportunity cost. We don't always think about it stop and think about it methodologically. No, not at all. We do it almost kind of subconsciously, right? So for me here, I've got the cake. What am I going to do? Well, I want to try and eat the cake, but I can't because I'm not hungry at all. So since I'm not going to try and eat the cake, I'm going to save it for later. And saving the cake for later is costing me the opportunity to eat it right now. Right? So the opportunity cost is not all the possible actions that I didn't choose, only the most valuable one that I didn't choose. This helps me to identify which outcomes I value most, and I can then communicate these desired outcomes with other people. So, honestly, once you understand the concepts of scarcity and opportunity cost, you can start to build from there. So many of the worst mistakes in economic policies are the result of people forgetting or misinterpreting those two concepts. A great way to remember this is by using the acronym TON-STOFL, right? So I'm going to put that on the screen here. Okay. TON-STOFL. What does TON-STOFL mean? Well, TON-STOFL is an acronym that stands for There Ain't No Such Thing as a Free Lunch. Because anytime someone offers you something for free, there is actually a cost associated with it. Now, there's usually a monetary cost. Someone else is paying the monetary cost, and so when you say it's free to you, it means that it's not costing you any money. But it's usually costing you something else. There's usually some opportunity cost associated with it. It's going to cost you some time, or there's some other option out there that you could pursue. But if someone offers you free college, right? Well, someone offers you free college, one, not only is someone else probably paying the cost for that free college, but if you choose to go to free college, you're giving up, or it's costing you the opportunity to go off and do other things that you would have liked to do. Do some really kind of awesome entrepreneurial apprenticeship, go start your own business, travel, right? So it changes your incentives when someone tells you that it's free, but it doesn't actually get rid of the incentive or it doesn't actually get rid of the opportunity cost that's associated with it. So real quickly, guys, what other examples can you think of in Minecraft that demonstrate the concept of opportunity cost? And tell us in the comments below, and we'll be back next week. Thanks.